First up is a random museum, and maybe I'll go to another stop. Okay, here we go. It says your car is on the way in 4 minutes. Oh, there it is. I see it. I guess I shouldn't wave because what's the point, right? What's the point? Oh, but it's stopped. I'm here. Oh, I think it's confused. Better run before it goes away. It wasn't supposed to stop here. Okay, we're gonna pick my son up at the random museum. I thought it was gonna feel like unsafe because, you know, my life is in this car's hand, the computer, but actually I feel like really chillax. So what I do like is that it's following the speed limit, so it's very safe. And when it comes to a stop, it does a complete stop, not like a California stop, like we all do. No, like everything, it's something new. Okay, I think we're stopped. Oh my God. Yes, okay. All right, right now there's a green light and nothing is happening. We are stuck. And not only that, we're not even on the left-hand side properly. Uh-oh. Okay, it says our team is working to get you moving. Uh-oh. It was green light, it didn't know what to do. So how can I rely on a car to make the right decisions when it can't read a simple green light? Now we're going. Here we go. Woo! There's my son. Hey Max, we're almost there. Oh, this is weird. This is not where we're going. This is not where the random museum is.
For your safety, the doors will remain locked when we arrive.
So I guess it's a little confused because this is not where the random museum is. So I don't know what to do at the moment. Had there been a driver right here, I would have said, hey, you know, this is the wrong location, and I would give him the instructors, except that there's instructions, there's nobody here right now. Now I'm gonna have to call support and see what I could do because I'm completely at a loss right now. The location where I want to be is over there, and it's dropped me at the bottom of this hill.
Connected to rider support.
Go ahead and open your WAYMO app. Okay, so go ahead and tap on your current drop-off.
Okay, which is random museum, but it says 5-minute walk after drop-off. I would have to go up the hill and around the block.
Go to the map to find the location. So you'll go ahead.
Let me see, hold on. All right, I'm just gonna confirm it and see what happens. I don't know what to do at this point. I hope it takes me there. So hopefully it'll make a left, but it's not. It's gonna make a right. Ooh, I don't know where it's taking me right now. I wish I could talk to the driver. Then tell him make a right, make a left. Wait a minute. It's gonna make a right again. Oh, wait, it's dropping me in the same place where it dropped me off before. Okay, we're back to square one.
Hey, Shalom, call halal YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. That's giving all praise to the Most High, in the name of His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles. The great millstone who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to 144,000. Real quick, I want to go into what you just seen on the screen. It says this WAYMO doesn't know what to do with itself. All right, and this is a common thing now in California and Atlanta and basically these major cities where they have these WAYMO vehicles, okay, which are basically robotic cars, robo-cars, okay, AI, Google cars that, you know, basically is no person in the car that's actually driving, but you know, they're self-driving cars that's giving people rides now. And this is a new thing, which I saw a video just, you know, a couple hours ago with going into how this AI thing in 12 months none of these particular jobs will exist, okay. And you know, driving, you know, cars and trucks and stuff, that's one of them, because they have these systems set up where they can have these cars and trucks drive themselves. All right, now I didn't really even realize all this stuff. I didn't realize how far this had gotten until those LA riots, the ICE protest riots, And I seen this on somebody's Snapchat. I played it before, but I'll play it again real quick just to show you what was going on. So you see people are vandalizing these vehicles. And this individual is Alex Choi. He's like he shows like a lot of stuff that goes on in LA, like car accidents and stuff. And I always watch his videos, and every last one of his videos, you see these WAYMO vehicles in there, pretty much just lost and confused and in the way. All right, and it just goes to show you that where technology is going. Where I remember 5 years ago there was no Teslas on the road, man. Now you got electric cars on the road, showing you that we're in the future. But we understand where all this is going. Okay, we understand where all this is leading up to, because we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. Now let's grab a few precepts. All right, they're gonna be doing this. It was doing this all that whole night, basically vandalizing the way more cars and stuff, and you get the picture. All right, but from there, let's go over here and grab a few precepts. Oh, but you've seen right here, and this is from 2 years ago, as you can see. Basically the car was doing its own thing. All right, now it's probably a lot better now, but it just goes to show you where technology is going.
Hello, Max.
Vehicle approaching.
Sorry, it didn't work out. And I felt like trapped inside here. I just felt like so
She had a bad experience. But this is like I said, this is all just a build up, gradualism. Pretty soon you won't be able to purchase or I'm not gonna say purchase a vehicle, but you won't be able to do the ride shares. You won't be able to be to be a truck driver, a bus driver. All those are gonna be things of the past, because they're gonna have it remotely being done. But this reminds me of the movie iRobot, where his car was driving itself. It reminds me of the movie also Upgrade. I was watching that again last night. The movie Upgrade, where right in the beginning, this guy was a car enthusiast, and he liked those old muscle cars, that take gasoline. Well, his wife, she was into these electric self-driving cars, and what happened? They was in that car, and it pretty much led them down the wrong street into an ambush, okay? Because it got hacked. All right, so it's going to be a lot more of this going on in these last days, and don't be surprised. But let's just grab a few precepts, making this quick and to the point. All right, I'm done with that. Let's go over here. Let's go right here. Let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 12. And let's go to verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." Okay, and this is what's happened in these last days. Knowledge has been increased, okay, tremendously in these last days, man. You see where technology is now versus where it used to be, just a few years ago, if not months ago. It shows you how this man is he's really taking advantage of his blessing. Now when you go into this word knowledge, it is
Strong's H 1847. Da'ath.
It says knowledge, perception, skill, discernment, understanding, wisdom. Okay, and now the world is in a much more enlightened state than it was 2,000 years ago. It says knowledge, cunning, ignorantly, knowledge, unawares, witly. Let me see. I was expecting something a little different, but you get the picture. Okay, knowledge is being increased. Okay, so now you have self-driving cars that's driving themselves. Let me try this. Let's do it this way. Let's go into this word knowledge in the etymology line. Knowledge. Okay. So when you go into the word knowledge, it says acknowledgement of a superior, honor, worship. It says process, capacity of knowing, understanding, familiarity, fact or condition of knowing, awareness of a fact, News, notice, information. So there's a lot of new information. We're in the age of information. It says learning, organized body of facts or teaching, the sense of I guess that's the point. All right. So knowledge is being increased in these last days. You're going to see more of this. Let me grab this too. Because what they're doing is that this society with this whole AI thing and Trump pushing for more AI and stuff. What that's doing is that's going to pretty much put the American citizens in a disadvantage because once this knowledge is increased, they won't need you anymore. Okay, this is why the layoffs is increasing because they got robots to do these jobs now. Okay, the jobs that once people were doing, now they have robots that can do them. And with that being done or established, people are losing their livelihoods. It says 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we understand this man's devices or evil schemes is all about a part of what putting people in a situation where they're going to need the devil more. Okay, so when he comes out with his MOTB system, you have to depend upon his system. It says in the NLT, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes. And even with these Teslas, these electric self-driving cars, those things are literal microwaves. Okay, you don't realize it, if you're not keen, but I've driven them before. Driving in a Tesla, bro. It made my body feel at ease. It made my body feel like it didn't know whether to fight or flight. Okay, because really your body's being attacked with with those waves, EMF waves or whatever that's coming from the computer and those things and everything else, which is basically how all these newer cars are now. Okay, it's just big microwaves. Okay, so they'll tell you these things like it's convenient for you, like it's going to help you. It's a better idea, but really it's not, because as you've seen, she was using that service and it was a complete pain in the ass for her. And even now, that was 2 years ago, but even now, when you see these WAYMO vehicles, they're just in the middle of the road somewhere, stuck, looking crazy, driving them down the wrong side of the street, stuck in the middle of the road, buffering, So it's just a bunch of confusion. But this is what Esau wants. He wants people to be less, he wants it to be less. He wants it to be less people. Okay. Now, when you go into those WAYMO vehicles, they're a lot cheaper. Okay, to get a ride for WAYMO, which is no driver, versus getting a ride with Uber or Lyft, where there's a actual physical driver, who has to get paid. It's cheaper, which is going to cut a lot of these driving services like Uber and Lyft, DoorDash stuff. It's going to cut that out. Even now already, when you go to these restaurants or a hotel or whatever, they have a robot that delivers you your food. So imagine they put those two together, where there's a robot that can climb out of the car, grab the food, take it to the door, and then get back in the car, and then the car goes, the whole nine. So basically, eventually, people will be out of a job. Okay. Another problem with these vehicles are, and even the Teslas, there's cameras all around them. Like when you go, and look at this WAYMO vehicle. Let me see if they're going to show it. Okay. So look at this vehicle right here, this WAYMO vehicle. There's cameras all around it. Those things off the sides of it, it's cameras. There's a camera on top. There's a camera in the back. There's cameras all around these electric vehicles and even these newer vehicles altogether. But the reason why that's an inconvenience and, a pain, because, it takes away more of your privacy. Okay. Which means what? They have more control. Like an example, I have a garage basically. I park my car in the garage. I don't have any of these smart vehicles, obviously, but if I did, and I parked my car in the garage and say I wanted to go to the garage to get something out of the fridge or whatever, or whatever I need to go to the garage for. If I go to the garage in my underwear, I'm being filmed. Okay, and who knows where that that data or that feed is going, some type of database, so basically, this is going to be the new reality. Your only options. This is why they had a whole push for only electric vehicles, because basically you're going to have no other options. You know, no, and it's going to take away more of your control. Okay, that's what it leads up to in the end. They want to take away more control. So let's go over here, because this is going to go into shutting down these jobs as well. But let's grab this first in Habakkuk chapter 2. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord, YAHAWASHI, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. You see, so this vision, okay, that we're seeing now manifesting before our eyes was already written and prophesied of over 2,000 years ago, okay? And now it's getting clearer and clearer. It's like now, you know, back in the day, you have these movies about the future. They had self-driving cars. They had this, they had that. And a lot of those movies, too, they had the MOTB. Okay, well, now we're seeing these things play out, and that vision is getting clearer and clearer. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So it's not going to delay much longer. Okay, it's already happened. Behold, his soul which lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Because Esau, in his mind state, we should just kill all the people and have robots do all the jobs, you know? So this man ain't right. It says, yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Right, he can't be satisfied the fact that he got everybody already, you know, wrapped around his thumb, you know, and he control everything. No, now he wants to control you more. He wants to put technology inside your body. Okay, and that's where it gets wicked. It says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So he wants to control everybody. All right, and this is why he does these things that he's doing in the earth, because he wants to more control. Esau is a control freak. Okay, he's a control freak. He wants to be the Most High. All right, in his mind, he is God. Okay, so he'll have it where you could only buy this type of car, or, you know. You know, eventually it's gonna be your only options. All right, let's go right here though. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, and let's go to verse 3 in the KJV. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. So it's gonna be a lot less work. You know, every week you get up, there's reports of more people getting let off, more people getting fired, people losing their jobs, people getting evicted, you name it. Okay, so this is only going to increase. It says, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Why? Because it's looking very bleak outside. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, right? Because people aren't enjoying themselves anymore. They're not going out partying and clubbing the way they used to. People don't have the money, okay? People losing their jobs. All right, let's try to read this in the NLT. It says, verse 4, it says, remember him before the door to life's opportunities is closed, and the sound of work fades, right? A lot of these stores are shutting down. I keep mentioning that because I'm seeing it happening in real time. When I ride down this major street, I go down and get home and get to work. There's more and more businesses and stores and shops closing. That's, you know, not going to open back up. All right, just shut down, closed, you know. So that's not only a job that was lost, but that was an opportunity of a place to shop that was lost. You know, I used to eat at this particular restaurant. I was eating there for a couple of years. I love that spot, but it's no more. Okay, it's that place that went out of business. Okay, so this is going to be the new reality where a lot of these stores and businesses are shutting down already, and pretty soon there's gonna be no jobs. But even the jobs that you do have, because people, they always resort to ride share, because you might have a vehicle, but you might not have a job, so you might want to make some work, make some money with your vehicle. That's going to be a thing of the past, where you're not going to be able to make any money with your vehicle, ride sharing or doing cash Ubers, because they're going to have these robotic taxis, or AI Google cars doing all the work for you. It says, now you rise at the first chirping of the birds, but then all their sounds will grow faint, right? So, that's the point. I just want to make that real quick one in the spirit. Something I've been meditating on, lately, because, like I said, I've never even heard of those WAYMO vehicles until I saw those LA riots. I was like, wait, what the hell is that? People was vandalizing it and stuff, and it's like, damn, what's going on? But we understand through the spirit of YAHAWAH, these things must happen, these things must take place for us to ultimately get, delivered out of here. So as we get closer to the end of this place, it's going to get a lot more tough and rough, to survive in this society, to eventually to the point where we're going to have to, forsake this society altogether, which a lot of people are not ready to do. They're not ready to forsake the society, but that's what it's coming down to. We might have to forsake the society altogether and fully, put our trust in YAHAWASHI and no more be stayed upon him that smote us. All right, so Esau, what he's doing is he wants more control, and he's setting up a system where you're going to have to depend upon him more, okay, for everything and anything, as if it's not already bad enough. But the difference is it's going to be a digital technocracy, okay? So we're going to control everything. Shalom, kama shalom,